Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Jimmy High Roller. It's been ages since I've reacted to this guy, but he is, for me, one of my favourite sports channels, to be honest, that I've reacted to, because his video is just interesting, and the way he just talks about the certain topics, it's just, yeah, it's just good, man. And yeah, the video is when trash talking goes horribly wrong. We love a trash talking video, we love when trash talking goes wrong. Probably one of the most satisfying things possible. But yeah, we're going to check this out, and we're starting with Devin Booker. What, is Devin Booker the one trash talking, or is he the one who trash talked too? Okay, I mean, he's now on the cover, so he had a good year, and he's been balling out for a few years now. So I'm assuming he was the one that was trash talked too. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this, and yeah, hopefully going to enjoy. And let's just check this video out. Why is my? There we go. He's standing over him.
This clip will go down in the Basketball Trash Talking Hall of Fame. Not because
special.
Devin Booker's trash talking worked, not because he actually backed it up or anything, but because of the absolute obliteration that was to follow. Devin Booker did not know it at the time.
Got violated,
this is where it all ended. A video taken moments before disaster.
They got absolutely smoked.
Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare.
He's getting his ads too.
Skillshare
Let's
is an
go,
online
bro.
learning community.
When I used to watch, we never used to have ads in this video, so that gasses me up, man. He definitely deserves it. If there's one channel who deserves that cash money, it's him for sure. But yeah, it was from a long time ago, so I don't know if it's still standing the ad. But shout out to you, man, getting your bread. You love to see it.
This is the text my brother sent me just moments before witnessing the biggest playoff basketball monstrosity I've ever seen in my entire life. I didn't believe him, so I had to tune into the game myself. And sure enough, there it was.
Disgusting, man. Violation.
Oh boy. In
And the
what
Suns aren't even a
world
bum
is this
team either. They're like they were like 2022. This is like when they were expected to like be competing for the championships now. They're definitely up there. So I mean, yeah, 62-27. It's pretty nuts.
even possible?
For game 7 too.
record-breaking 64-win Suns team, fully healthy, is getting dog-walked in a game 7 with their season on the line. Okay, well, I wasn't able to watch the first half, so I'm assuming those measly 27 points had to have come from Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I mean, there's no way they just didn't score.
Wait, what? The ice cold Suns. Oh my god, they stunk up the place. 2 points in the first half. Chris Paul with 1, and then 1 assist and 2 assists. That is a disgusting display, man. How does that happen? Like, they must have had a party before or something. Like, they've gone from the levels that they're at to this suddenly. Like, what's gone on? Or were the Mavs just fired up as hell? I know Luka seems to be fired up, man. He seems to get a lot of shit, so he always seems fired up with that. But
so
maybe this is one of those scenarios.
After all that trash talking, all that hooping and hollering, after going up 2-0 in the series, this
Derek
was the
Brunson
best
on
the
that, mate.
Suns had to offer. A couple weeks ago, I made a video about how the Nets, and specifically Kevin Durant, had one of the worst playoff meltdowns in recent history. But we got a new contender.
He's leaving now, isn't he?
Of all the players in this year's playoffs, Chris Paul had possibly more to prove than anyone else. After a career of bad luck and, quite frankly, bad playoff performance.
Yeah, bro, because he's never won a championship, has he? So it was like finally his time. He finally found a team that was actually like able to compete, and he was one of the key players in that team. And like, yeah, this
performances, NBA fans were eager to see if he could lead his team to the NBA Finals again and redeem himself for their collapse last season against the Bucks. But at this point, we should have known better. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Lose an NBA record 7 consecutive Game 7s, and shame on everyone. Why am I even watching at this point?
Brutal.
But it's one thing for Chris Paul to fall apart in a Game 7. For one reason or another, he's been doing it his entire career. But the entire Suns roster, how does the 1 seed, the best regular season team in the NBA, fall apart this badly with their season on the line? In the first half of Game 7 against the Mavericks, the Suns' starting 5 combined for 15 points on 29 shots. Luka Doncic, by himself, had 27 points on 12
Oh
shots.
my days.
Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined for a whopping
27 points from 12 shots. Oh my days, what?
3 points in the first half. 3 points. Even worse, those 3 points came from the foul line. Neither of them made a single shot. By the end of the game, the Suns starting five mustered up just 37 points in 143 minutes on the court. Luka put up 35 points in just 30 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen an NBA game in my entire life that was over halfway through the second quarter. The only reason why Luka didn't drop a 50-point triple-double on these boys was because the man was on the bench by the third quarter, prepping for the Warriors in the next round. In this series featuring the Suns and the Mavericks, Luka had more points than pure scorer Devin Booker, had more assists than league-leading assist man Chris Paul, had more rebounds than 7-foot center DeAndre Jordan, and had more steals than Defensive Player of the Year runner-up Mikal Bridges. The man beat the Suns so bad, the franchise had to write an apology letter to their fans.
Bro, he literally made them give an apology. That is legendary.
Booker spent the 2022 NBA season building a solid MVP campaign, having the best season of his career. And yet, somehow, when it mattered most, Booker put together the worst playoff game of his entire career.
Jeez, and
the
he
man
ended up
didn't
with
even put up a fight. It's
NBA
like
cover.
there's no fire in him. He's not rising up in these big games. And this big game mentality is what separates guys like Luka and Giannis from others. Sure, these guys are vastly more talented than their peers, and that definitely helps. But just as valuable as their skill set and physical tools is their will to win. Luka Doncic would rather die trying than lose a game 7 like this. The man won't back down to anyone, and he has the game to back
Luka
it up.
is different,
I
man.
mean, seriously. Is there anything better in sports than a superstar who plays better under pressure? A player that can take the trash talk, spit it right back, and make you regret it. Luka said,
and the thing is, you don't expect it from someone like him. You look at him and he's just like, he looks like someone's dad, bro. This guy is cold. He is so different, man.
after their Game 5 loss against the Suns.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember seeing that.
Do you know how confident you have to be to say this out loud after going down 2-3 in the playoffs? This killer mentality, almost like a basketball hitman, taking names and seeking revenge, is something you are either born with or you aren't. Players like Luka, Giannis, Jimmy Butler, Ja Morant are all cut from the same cloth as guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Larry Bird. There is no end to what they will do to win. It's almost psychotic at times. Not every night will be some monumental performance, but you can guarantee that they'll go down swinging. We often wonder why some players, although extremely talented, seem to never step up to the plate when all the chips are on the table. While some players rise to the challenge and love every moment of it, others shrink under the mounting pressure of these career-defining moments. It's intangible and immeasurable, but it's there. And the thing about guys who don't have it is that they tend to underestimate the guys who do have it. In the 90s, NBA players were legitimately scared to trash talk Michael Jordan. I mean, they already knew that there was a slim chance he wasn't going to dismantle them. But at least if they kept quiet, Michael might just spare them from embarrassments in front of friends and family. Everybody's tough when they're up. And wouldn't you know it, come Game 7 when the Mavericks were up, Devin Booker was quietly sitting on the bench with not a single word to say. Which really makes you wonder if Devin Booker is cut from not the same cloth as the Kobe Bryants of the NBA.
I mean, Devin Booker is a baller, though. Obviously, this is an off game, and I hope he can actually prove himself, because he is still young, isn't he? He's still got a long career ahead of him. Hopefully, he can prove people wrong, because I like Devin Booker. He's still, like, my favourite player. Well, not one of my favourite player, but he was one of my favourite players all the time since when I learned about his like insane game where he scored. How many points did he score? I think it was like over 70. I think, maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. But he had an insane game, and ever since then, I just had a little attachment to him. So yeah, I don't want to see him down, but at the same time, come on, you've got to back it up if you're going to talk shit, you know.
But from the same cloth as the Chris Pauls of the NBA. There's nothing wrong with that. CP is one of the greatest point guards of all time. But if you're relying on him to close out a game with everything on the line, you might be in some trouble. Patrick Beverley has been on a Chris Paul slander campaign for the last few days, and whether it's true or not, he spoke about how NBA teams aren't all that worried about facing Chris Paul.
CP3, Is he going to be a Hall of Famer? No question about it.
Yeah.
Right? No question about it. Do guys in the NBA go to sleep early the night before playing the Phoenix Suns? Hell no. No.
You mean as a team, or would you talk about Chris Paul individually?
Chris Paul individually.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
No. I'm going to Steak 44 over there in Phoenix. I'm going to have me a nice little wine, probably sweat it out, and but the pregame shoot around and get ready for Chris Paul. Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock. Mom, don't call me. My girl, don't call me. I'm locked in right now. It's two different monsters. That's all.
Yeah, but
And
Steph
although
Curry
that's
is
really
just
rich
different
coming
level
from a
there.
guy who spent the last 8 years getting spanked by Chris Paul, I think there's probably a lot of truth to what he's saying. Chris Paul just doesn't have that hitman mentality that other greats have. And Devin Booker may not have it either. This whole Game 7 collapse, and even going back to last year's finals, reminded me of that clip from a couple years ago where Devin Booker was complaining about getting double teamed at an open gym. Instead of embracing the challenge, he became frustrated with it. Instead of welcoming the double team to enhance his game, he complained about it. Some fans often say Devin Booker is the closest thing to Kobe Bryant in today's NBA. But don't get it twisted, because you want to know what Kobe Bryant said when he was getting double teamed?
Was people double teaming you during pickup?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And what do you think about? Like,
say you got to send another one.
straight up.
Yeah, you got to send
Elite
another one.
mentality,
Straight
man.
up, straight the fuck up.
I don't care how talented a player is. If he doesn't have a cutthroat, get out of the way, I got this mentality to his game, he will only get so far. Two superstars don't just happen to score 3 combined points in the first half of their biggest game of the season. It's one thing to get out to a slow start, but this is the result of a player who lives and thrives off of big moments, having a field day with 2 players that can't help but to freeze up
Just hit him on the
in
head.
big moments.
Oh, that's
Either you
satisfying.
have it or you don't. Some players lack it, some players are honing it, and some players are made of it. Hope you all enjoy it.
Now,
And as
Luka
always,
does
until
have
next
that
time.
something about him, you know. It's just like you don't expect it either. Like he's just different, man. He really is. Luka literally took it personally, and Devin Booker couldn't do anything about it. The Luka special is now the NBA's "I'm gonna shock the world." I can't say another "I'm gonna shock the world" tweet. Oh, mate. These Luka and Mavs performances were so good, they had us believing they stood a chance against the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors are different though. With flipping Curry, you've just Steph is, bro. He's different, bro. I didn't do anything like reactions to it, but when I saw what was happening and I was sort of seeing the highlights and stuff, bro, he's so different. Oh, mate. Steph Curry, elite man. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Maybe this is the start of things to come with more of these reactions in future, depending on if people want them or not. But yeah, until next time, like, subscribe, peace.